Imagine a garden where a shiny piece of gold and humble soil meet for the first time. Deep within the verdant expanse of a garden, an unexpected encounter unfolds. Picture a piece of gold, radiant and precious, nestled snugly in a gardener's bag. It's a comfortable existence, one of luxury and esteem, shielded from the elements by the sturdy fabric of the bag. In stark contrast, there's the soil. It's all around, a ubiquitous presence that often goes unnoticed. It's constantly churned and tilled by the gardener's diligent work and trodden underfoot without a second thought. It's dirty, unremarkable, and yet it's the very foundation of this thriving garden. One day, the gold, in all its glittering arrogance, addresses the soil. "Look at you," it says, its voice a shimmering echo of its physical brilliance. "You're dirty, constantly stepped on by the gardeners. Don't you wish you could be like me? Shiny and valuable. My owner cherishes me so much, he'd never dare to leave me behind." The gold laughs, a tinkling metallic sound, full of self-assured superiority. Yet the soil remains undeterred, its response a quiet whisper that rustles through the garden. There's a secret strength in its humility, a sense of purpose that the gold, for all its brilliance, fails to comprehend. The soil knows its worth, understands its role in the grand scheme of things, but it keeps that knowledge to itself, choosing silence over confrontation. And so the gold, content in its superiority, retreats back into the safety of the gardener's bag, leaving the soil alone in the garden. The gold may glitter and shine, but the soil, in its quiet, unassuming way, continues to nurture the garden, to be the silent backbone of life that blooms above it. The encounter ends, but the story, my friends, is far from over. The soil, seemingly unbothered by the gold's mockery, responds with a wisdom that surprises even the gold. The soil, steady and unyielding, starts to speak. "You may see me as dirty, stepped on, and constantly tilled by the gardeners. But have you ever considered my role in their lives? It's true, I'm not shiny or valued like you. But if I were not here, these gardeners would be poor. They till me, yes, but in return, I give them crops. They step on me, but I offer them a solid ground to walk and build their homes. I may not be glamorous, but I am essential." The soil continues to explain, its tone gentle and humble. "I don't aspire to be you, gold. I don't need to be treasured or adored. My worth comes from my usefulness, from the crops I provide, the homes I support. I cannot be exchanged for anything because I am invaluable in my own way." There is a pause, a moment of silence as the soil's words sink in. The garden is quiet, the gardeners still, as if they too are listening to this exchange. The gold for once is lost for words. It had never considered the soil's perspective, its importance, its quiet resilience. The soil concludes, its voice soft but firm. "So you see, gold, I don't need to shine to be valuable. I don't need to be treasured to have worth. I am content in my role, in my purpose. I am happy to be tilled, to be stepped on, if it means I can support the gardeners, provide them with food, a place to live. I am satisfied with being soil." And so the soil continues to serve the gardeners year after year, providing them with abundant crops and a foundation for their homes. One day, a gardener decides to build a house, but all he has is the shiny piece of gold. The gardener gazes down at the gleaming metal in his hand, a stark contrast to the earthy soil under his worn boots. He contemplates, his mind teetering between the glowing allure of gold and the unassuming utility of the soil. A decisive moment arrives when the gardener, with a newfound determination, announces, "It's time to melt this gold for something more beneficial." The statement echoes through the air, a chill of fear creeping into the gold. Its shine dims slightly as it imagines its fate, transitioning from a cherished possession into a mere means to an end. Despite the gold's silent pleas, it's rendered powerless as it's exchanged for paper money. The once proud and shiny piece of gold, reduced to a stack of currency, loses its glamour. Yet, it's this very transformation that fuels the gardener's dream. The money, a symbol of the gold sacrifice, is invested into building a house, a permanent shelter that promises safety and comfort. Meanwhile, the soil, once ridiculed by the gold, stands firm. Its value does not come from its appearance but from its substance. The gardener, shovel in hand, begins to dig into the earth, ready to lay the foundation of his new home. The soil, despite being disturbed, feels a sense of joy and fulfillment. It's finally serving its purpose, providing a platform for the gardener's dream to take shape. The soil, once trampled upon and dismissed, is now the bedrock of a new beginning. It's the soil's humble and steadfast nature that earns it a significant role, a role that the gold, despite its glitter, could never fulfill. The soil, once ridiculed by the gold, now serves as the foundation for the gardener's new home. The turning of tides, a powerful reminder that true value lies not in the superficial shine, but in the depth of one's substance. In the end, it is not the gold, but the humble soil that proves to be of the greatest value. This tale of the golden nugget and the soil is more than just a simple garden encounter. It's a profound lesson about humility, usefulness, and the true value of things. The gold, despite its lustrous appeal, was eventually traded for paper money to build a house, revealing its transient and superficial worth. On the other hand, the soil, unassuming and often overlooked, remained steadfast in its purpose, providing sustenance and a foundation for the gardener's home. It's a poetic irony that encapsulates the essence of our story. The soil, despite being trampled upon and taken for granted, proved its worth in the most unexpected ways. Remember, behind the shimmering facade of gold lies deceit, and beneath the dirtiness of the soil lies an unexpected wealth. It is not what we possess that defines us, but how we use it to benefit others.